Welcome to Excel BlueCell, the development platform tutorial. To start off, click on Options and click Enable this content in order to enable macros. Well, once you've done that, you will see a welcome screen. If you've never used this tool before, click Yes and read through some of the important information about us. Once you've done that, click on Develop and then click Yes, and you will have the Development Tools screen pop up. You will also see that exercise 1 has been created. Exercise 1 tab, sorry. And then if you click New and you click Yes, you will see that exercise 2 is created as well. So you can set up as many exercises as you wish. And once you've set up the tabs, what you do next is we go back to exercise 1, and we want to set up the actual templates that will be used for training purposes. So for that, you see it starts with activating the shortcuts. You click Activate, you click Yes, and then you start setting up your tables. So we want to have a title first, then we want to have some labels, and you can see all I'm doing is I'm clicking L, and it automatically activates the label. If I click an X, it will have it will delete anything that's in there. If you have a D, that's a data. So let's B is a blue formula cell, so let's do that, and this will be the output screen. The output table, and then let's set up an input table. So you have title again, we'll call this input, and we have some more labels. You can just do Control V to make it faster, and then we'll have also let's see, an 8 column, and what the 8 column does is where we stick the green formulas. And the green formulas will help us solve for the blue formula, which is the scope of each and every exercise. As it says here, test your Excel, solve for the blue cell. We also want to have some data cells. So let's set those up. And it looks like we have our output and our input screens. Tables. We can also drag this for some instructions, but we'll do that a little bit later on. For now, the next step to do is to have the ranges identified. But before you do that, let's just deactivate the shortcuts since we're done using them. For the ranges, you want the range for the blue cell, so the range here is I31 to I33. And this will help a lot with some of the features and automations that you can use using this tool. So this is very important that it gets done. N31 to N39 for green one, so N31 to N39. Once you've done that, you want to test it, and you click on Test, you click Yes, and you will see all the green and blue cells have test in them. And the reason you're using that is to make sure they have the right ranges. If instead of 39 here I put 41 and I click Test, you will see that those two here go over the range of the green cells. So you know you have the wrong range in here. So let's go back and change it back to 39. And if we clear it, you see the green and blue cells are clear, and we click Test again just to make sure. You can see that now it's the ranges are proper. So let's clear this again. And once we have this done, the next thing we want to do is we want to put the actual data in it. So let's say this output, let's say we want to have total purchases. So we'll type total purchases, and the input we want it to be purchase transactions, and then here we want total purchases by name, so we'll have name, and we will type Mike, Julie, and John. And we also want to have here name, and we will have various transactions for Mike, Julie, and John. So let's say Mike had a transaction here, one here, one here, one here, and then we can have Julie with a few transactions, and then we can have John with 1, 2, 3 transactions of its own. Another thing we want to have is have this label as well, and we're going to call it total purchases. We can make this a little bit wider, and we also want to have a quantity, and we want to have a unit price for the purchase transactions. So quantities, let's just put some random quantities in here, and unit price, let's just put some random numbers here as well. So once we have this, we have completed our exercise, but there's a few more things that we want to do. And one of the things is we want to create an example that the end users can see when they click on help. And we also want to, there's a validation screen here and a validation cell to ensure that they have completed the right information in the BlueCells. So what we want to do right now is set up an example, an answer example. So what I will do is I will, first of all, I will set up the total transaction price. So that's the quantity times the unit price. And I'm going to take the formula and paste it all the way down. And then for total purchases, I will use the SUMIF function. And so we have the range, we have the criteria, Mike, and then we have the sum range. And says we'll be pasting it, copying and pasting this formula down as well. We want to make sure we have the range intact. So I'm going to add these dollar signs here, and I'm going to copy and paste it all the way down. And so this is the correct answer, and the sum of this answer is 1,598, and I will use that in my validation. I will say if sum of this range equals 1,598, then correct, otherwise incorrect. So you can see that the answer is correct, so it says correct on top. Also it says here completed. This formula here is protected, you cannot change it. If I was to go here and delete information, it will say blank. So that's all it does. It tells us if you've used the green cells to help out with the blue cells or not. And the reason it checks is because if you answer for, if you get it correct, the blue cells, and you did not use the 8 column, it is considered intermediate level, whereas if you have, it's considered beginner level. And because we have, you can see that we're at the beginner level. But let's say we decide that this actually is intermediate level, and it's advanced level if you don't use the green column. So you can see that this actually changed from beginner to intermediate level. So the Excel level definition, this is where you define it. So we have that done. So the next thing we want to do is we want to log in this example that we created. And for that, we simply open up the example tab. So we click on example and click yes. And in here you will see that there's a drop-down menu. You choose exercise 1, and then you want to enter the blue one formula and the green one formula. And so we're going to go back here, and you always want to choose the first cell in the range. You want to copy the formula, and we're going to paste it here. And then you want to do the same for the green formula. So the first cell in the range, we're going to copy that, and we're going to paste it here. Another thing we want to do is the level. We want to determine which level it was, and sorry, something happened here. So the level we determine is intermediate. So we are going to back to example, and we're going to type intermediate. And the formulas to use are, you can see that there's multiplication and there's sum if. So we're going to say sum if and multiplication. So now we have our first example, and if you click done, it will actually activate the example for the people that will be using this training exercise. So you have to make sure to click done every time once you're finished. And once we're done with that, now we can drag over our instructions. And you can insert any type of instructions you would like. You can make it bigger, and you can go in here and just enter any information that you would like. And once we've done that, then we can, I believe we're finished with everything. So you click done. Yes. And there you go. We have all the exercises ready. So just one more thing, just remove everything that might confuse the end user. Another thing to remember, you can see that those buttons are cut off. So what you want to do is you want to move some of the cells around to have them just perfectly aligned with the edge, and that's to make sure that we always have a consistent width and length of each and every spreadsheet. You can see also that you can put your logo here. I have my logo here, and once we're done, then we are ready to go. So please check us out at www.excelbluecell.com, and thank you very much.